Hello, my name is Jimmye Turner, and I'm an artist and cartoonist. I work for the Forest Service, and what to do is make a podcast with drawing and art as the subject. The reason I'm doing this is because I've watched my wife's group of friends podcasting, and they come from all over the world. They talk about what they're knitting, they talk about the yarn they're using, the things they're making, and how much they enjoy it. And it occurred to me that I would bet there's a big drawing, painting, pottery community out there that makes other kinds of art as well. And I would like to be part of that community, so I'm trying to do a podcast featuring the artwork that I do, the stuff that I do, the stuff that I make, and just to show it and get comments and then maybe learn from someone else too. So, finished products, the first thing. Finished products. This is one of the comic strips I do for the Forest Service. It's called Digger Bear. And it shows little bears and other people, anthropomorphic bears of course, working for the forest, working in the forest, doing things that we do in the Forest Service. These guys here are going to fix a roof of a barn or a house. One of the things we try to do is burn scrap wood, rotten wood. I don't know if you can focus on that. And sometimes it's raining, so it's very, very hard to get the stuff out of the way. We burn it, and it kind of prepares the ground for replanting and planting new trees there. In the wintertime, of course, we all have paperwork, which drives us all crazy. And we try to get out of it as best we can, but nonetheless, you still got paperwork to do. This is Digger. This is Johnson. This little porcupine is named Quilly, and this is Ember. And you can see they got uniforms and work for the forest. Here's one more finished comic strip, and these appear in the regional Forest Service newspaper, Region 6, that's Oregon and Washington. And I just kind of show the bears doing silly things. I sometimes draw a caricature of a Smokey poster, and he's always watching whatever they're doing and enjoying the scene. Now, that's the cartooning style that I do. The other stuff I do is line drawing portraits of animals. This is a coelacanth, a fish that was assumed to be extinct by many zillions of years, and until they discovered folks still catching them and eating them. And this is a line drawing. This is not typically of what I draw, but this is one of the ways I draw. With just a fine point pen or a pictograph and then draw. This is a paper of a hawk, which is also line drawing, kind of the same technique. We were talking about doing an adult coloring book, which are very popular right now, and this is kind of one of the styles I would use for that. Now, the type of drawing that I usually do has a couple of names. The style of art is usually called pointillism, and when it's pen and paper, people sometimes call it stippling. This is an oryx, a African antelope, and you can see what I did is I made it by making little dots. I typically draw the animal in pencil just to make sure it's in the right place, and I utilize the ink to add texture and color and finish it off. And drawing animals is one of my favorite things. This, of course, is an ocelot, a South American cat. If you can focus on that or not. But you can see the pointillism, the little dots. If you see very close, it's all dots. And dots tend to give it a very nice texture. Cats are one of my favorite things to draw. They're very expressive and very lithe. Now this is a bigger one I did with a little bit different style. Instead of dots, I used lines. This is all ink. It's not colored pencil. It's all ink. It's a racing cheetah. And I really love drawing cheetahs. They're one of my favorite things as well. But this is quite a bit bigger than I usually draw too, so it was a lot of fun. Took me a while. A picture about this size will take me 3 or 4 hours of work. But like I said, it's a lot of fun. Works in progress. Step number 2. My cousin Jennifer sent me a set of colored Sharpie markers, and they're very bright, and I used some brightness on paper. You can kind of see this rainbow. My wife, being the fiber artist, said it looks like rolls of yarn, so that's fine. If you see something else, I mean, I've had people say this sort of design looks like muscle tissue under the skin. It looks like oranges inside the orange. It can look like a group of fish heading one way. It can look like hair or water or fire or just about anything that your mind puts on it. And I wanted to use those brightly colored Sharpies and then make a design. It was kind of fun to do. It's very relaxing to draw this way. Now, this is a little more typical of what I do. I start out with pencil, like I said, and I fill in. And you can kind of see this is in progress. I've got the little frog pretty much pencil or inked in, and the bobcat is just beginning to put the color in. I did it all black on white paper first, and I'm slowly adding the color. And there's about 2 different shades of brown, 1 black, 1 orange that I'm kind of mixing together as I go. With pointillism, you can make a few dots of a few colors, dots of another color, and kind of put them together, and they will affect the way the whole thing looks. It affects how the colors come out. These are 2 I'm working on. They have an art show in Walla Walla every year, which features 6-inch square pictures. So I thought I'd start now and get a few 6-inch pictures done before the art show comes along. Now this one is even more basic. It's not even inked at all. It's just purely pencil. It's so light I'm not sure you can see it, but I'll hold it up here. About like that. And you can just kind of see the pencil lines where I put everything in. There was a time when I would just start drawing with ink, and I found that I would have the head too far one direction or the other, and it was too close to the edge, and it would cause some problems. So I started doing with pencil first, and I've been real pleased with the results. One of the things I also do with my cartooning is I draw retirement pictures for people who are retiring from the Forest Service. And I have people tell me their name and tell me a little bit about their career and about them. And here's one that's well underway but not nearly finished, for a friend in Arkansas who is a photographer and a wildlife biologist. And I tried to put things about him photographing and taking care of wildlife pictures and wildlife things. I put Sasquatch in there because wildlife biologists really get irritated when you talk about Sasquatch. It's one of my favorite things to talk about around them. Anyway, this has little vignettes of things he's done in his career and animals he's studied and birds. He's a big fan of birding and taking pictures, so I wanted to put some pictures of Arkansas birds in there for him to be taking a shot of. I have no idea how many of those I've given away, but I've given them away all over Oregon and Washington, and will continue to do so as long as I can. Now the next part of this, I want to do a demonstration. This is a game I play with kids at fairs in Oregon and wherever they call me to. I've done this at on assignment in Texas and New Mexico and other places as well. But I'll have the child come into our fire prevention booth, and I will ask them, what's your favorite animal in the world? And I will draw them that animal in less than 60 seconds. That's kind of a game. And then they can tell me, oh, how would fire affect this animal's habitat? Well, it would take the grass if they eat grass. It might burn the trees if they need trees, or however. It's sort of a way of engaging the kid in talking about fire prevention, which is my main job. And it also gives them something to take home and keep and remind them of that conversation. They'll magnetize them to the front of the refrigerator, and it works real well. Okay, the animal I'm asked to draw most often at the fairs is the horse. So I'm going to stopwatch myself with a stopwatch, and I will draw you a horse in less than 60 seconds. Okay, are we all ready? So, begin. Click. And we start with an eye, and a nose, and a smile, and a chin, and a jaw, and an ear. Forelock and an ear on that side, and a line there, and a line there, and the throat there, and a nice bushy mane. chest, leg, good strong hoof right there. Nice little tummy, nice little back. Back leg is not shaped quite like the front leg, but still a good strong hoof. Round bottom. Nose on this other side. Make all four corners. Nice big bushy tail like this. Put some grass down for the horse to munch on because your horse will get hungry after a while. Put my initials right there and stop the clock. 43 seconds. Draw for you. I have found it to be very relaxing to watch a scene kind of come together before your face. So this is a picture of my cartoon characters, Digger, Ember, and Johnson. And they're going to be meeting another one of the characters in my comic strip called LAD. LAD is initials for Little Alien Dude. So kick back, relax, and we'll make a picture. hope you've enjoyed this little podcast. Give us comments down below. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll try to make these every little once in a while. We'll see how they go over. Take care, and I hope to see you later. Bye-bye.